No. Right there, that's Mexico there. Bunch of crazies. It's a little bit eerie, to be honest. What's going on, everyone? I'm麦克老师. I am traveling through Western Texas with my family, and we are pretty close to the USA-Mexico border. I was told we were probably going to have to deal with some border inspection, police, and things like that. And now, sure enough, Google Maps has told me about 3 miles ahead, we're going to go through some border inspection, even though we're still in the U.S. If you follow any U.S. news whatsoever, you've probably seen the problem at the border. It's been pretty much a problem my entire life, but the last couple of years, especially this year and last year, it's really gotten crazy. My wife's a Chinese citizen. Lately, it sounds like there's been quite a few Chinese people coming over the border from Mexico, even though they only make up a small percentage of the people. She's on a tourist visa, but since we've applied for the green card, she cannot leave the country. Because if she did, we would forfeit our application and lose all the money we spent. Pretty serious. I don't know what's behind those walls over there. I have no idea.
How you doing?
Good, how are you? No.
Canadian?
No.
Where are you from?
I'm from the U.S. Okay. She's from China.
Okay, does she have her passport? Or...
Yep.
You have a safe trip.
Thank you. I don't know why I was nervous, but it was fine. He just checked my wife's passport and her visa, and all was good. This is a big issue I'm actually really curious about myself. I know that in a lot of areas of the border there is an existing wall, but in other areas there is not. And there are a bunch of areas where people notoriously come over. We'll be heading from here to LA on Interstate 10, which basically runs really close to the US-Mexico border the whole way over. So other border patrol cars are everywhere. After a beautiful bike ride and a great campfire, it was time to continue the journey. It is day 2 along the border, and so far no checks today. However, I am seeing lots and lots of patrol cars, probably every 5 miles or so. But there is just absolutely nothing out here. No gas stations, hardly any cars at all. I mean, I just don't know how you would police this area. It's kind of heartbreaking, right? Who knows how dire of a situation these people are coming from to get here. And honestly, I do hope the best for them. I hope they make a better life for themselves, for their families. There are also those who are legitimately seeking asylum for whatever reason, just the dangers in their country. A lot of the borderland is owned privately by people. It's just not that simple for the government to come in and take everybody's land and build a wall in their backyards. And the part that's more complex is, what should the U.S. do about the millions of people that are already here staying illegally? As of last year, it was about 12 or 13 million. Half of those have probably come through the border illegally. The other half came through the border legally on visas and just haven't gone back. In the U.S.'s Bill of Rights, we have the Fourth Amendment, which protects people from unnecessary search and seizure. So the police can't just go to your door and, check and see if you have legal documentation without a pretty strong suspicion and more than likely a warrant from a judge. And that's my biggest issue, is I don't want to live in a society where everybody's kind of snooping on each other, like, oh, is that neighbor illegal? Should I call the police on them? It turns out that they're U.S. citizens, and I'd much rather maintain those rights that the government cannot infringe upon. But I do also understand that it makes the situation more complex. It's on the news in New York. They're giving debit cards with $10,000 loaded on them to undocumented migrants. And there's basically no limits. They can just get the money and do whatever they want. It's kind of crazy, my wife, she's trying to get a green card the legal way. All the money we had to pay, all the time we put in, trying to do things the right way. It does feel like a little bit of a slap in the face, but at the same time, I get it. We're very blessed, we're very fortunate to be able to have the money to do it the right way. When my great-grandparents came over, they went through a place called Ellis Island. At the time, the U.S. had open immigration, so as long as you went through that port of Ellis Island, or there was other ports too you could go through, they basically just took down your information and gave you some papers, and off you went, and you could become a citizen. Pretty clear, easy path to citizenship. sometimes wonder if maybe that's the solution, just make things easier for everyone. Maybe the people coming over could do some kind of service for a couple years and earn their green cards. Anything is better than what is happening right now. So. Well, we made it to the border. This is the Rio Grande River, which just means big river, although it's not so big. Good news and bad news. As you can see, this river here, like, I mean, look at this. I could just walk right across it right there. That's Mexico there. Probably not gonna do that. I don't think I'd get in trouble, but probably not worth it. So you can see how easy it would be just to walk across and you're in the US. That's what you would think. However, to get to this river, you've got to cross this mountain here. You are not getting over that mountain. I wouldn't go on that mountain. It's straight up and down almost. Way too difficult, way too dangerous.
The following day.
Now we're hiking a different part of the canyon. There have been a few guys on horses, like selling little trinkets and little snacks and things like that. You can see there's a guy right here. He's on the US side, and I think he's just kind of selling some stuff. The guy started crossing, so I'm not sure what's going on. I did notice right here, there's like a little boat. All right, I'm gonna skip this here rock all the way to Mexico, okay? Oh yeah, I hit it.
It hit Mexico.
You can see way in the distance is the village of Boquillos. It'll be the first village you get into when you cross the border through the port of entry. Bunch of crazies. Too much tequila.
This no bueno.
No bueno. Loco, we say.
Loco.
So you live in Boquillas or over here?
Yeah, this is my house in Boquilla.
Okay. How far by horse?
It's 30 minutes.
30 minutes. Oh. Ran into another guy. He's lives in Boquillas when he just crosses the border and comes and sells his stuff.
Several days later.
Well, we are in Western Texas, El Paso now, and we're doing a little bike ride. The border is just right there. There's a wall. We're actually gonna go check it out. Dust is everywhere. The air is horrible. It's just really windy. We're just breathing pure dust right now, I think. But had to get out of the RV and get a little exercise in. So it's just dead out here, except for the thousands and thousands of crows. It's a little bit eerie, to be honest. And this wall goes on, I mean, for miles and miles, as far as the eye can see. I don't know, a few hundred miles. Oh, I don't know, 7-8 meter tall fence there. My wife was just saying, it feels like we're at the end of the world and we can't go any further, like in that movie Truman Show or something. It's just really, really bizarre. Just look at this thing, it just goes on forever and ever and ever. Drove down a little ways and seems like there's some kind of door here or whatever, but the fence is like half as tall, so I mean I could just climb right up and over that right now probably. The Border Patrol car just went by me here. He obviously saw us but didn't pay any attention to us. Man, that was not pleasant. I have like sand in my teeth, I can just feel it. I gotta go wash that out. Desert life, not for me. We're at another checkpoint. Let's see if they make us stop or not. Looks like they are.
Are you both United States citizens? All right.
I am, but my wife is from China.
Resident, visitor visa.
Visitor's visa.
Visitor visa. What kind of visa is it? Though?
Tourist visa, B2.
B2. Okay, cool. You guys have it with you?
Yes. All right, thank you. That time they didn't even ask to see her passport or my ID either.
The next morning.
I'm going up to what will be our third inspection point, I guess. I got up really early to drive. Try to make some time. We got a long drive today. Morning. Thank you. No, that was easy. Didn't even ask for ID or any questions at all. Now we have just crossed into California. Way off in the distance there is another wall. I think that's about the end of the border drive. Texas, New Mexico, Arizona, California. That's going to be one of the main topics leading up to the election here. Just going to enjoy the rest of my trip with my family. And soon I will tell you where we are going to be moving and settling. We have selected a place. Lots of driving to do before we get there, so we're excited to share the news and excited to settle down. Too much moving around the past year or two, so it's going to be great to have a little more stability. Stay tuned, and as always, stay safe, stay happy, stay healthy. Watch Michael Lauscher. 下次再见.